Hi, this is Brian. I want to give you a little context on what you're about to watch. This is an introduction to one of our Mastery Series sessions. We have 25 classes like this as part of our 300-day Optimized Coach certification program, in which we help people move from theory to practice to mastery so they can master themselves, serve heroically, and empower others to do the same. Now, we've had nearly 2,000 people from nearly 70 countries go through our Optimized Coach program. About half of the people who go through the program are coaches who want to take their coaching practice to the next level, or they are aspiring coaches who want to become full-time coaches. The other half, and it's weird because almost exactly half want to do one or the other, are going through the program because they want to master their lives and become better executives, educators, doctors, entrepreneurs, moms, dads, and humans, even though they don't plan to be professional coaches per se. You can learn more about the program at optimize.me/coach. For now, I'm excited to share the introduction to one of those Mastery Series sessions. I hope you love it. And if you're feeling it, we'd be honored to welcome you to our Optimize Coach program. Let's change the world, one person at a time, together, starting with you and me today. Hi, this is Brian. Welcome back to the Optimize Mastery Series. Today, we've got Module 5, Algorithms. How to use your willpower wisely to install habits that run on autopilot via algorithms. That's the phrase we're going to repeat throughout this module. We have 4 sessions, 3 that I'm going to lead, then Michael's going to wrap it up with a 4th one. Today, we're going to focus on the big picture, looking at willpower, habits, algorithms, etc. Then in our next session, we're going to help you install a habit that can change your life and get really good at installing other habits that can make a positive difference in your life. Then in the 3rd session, we're going to look at how to delete kryptonite habits, things that might be getting in the way. Then Michael's going to wrap it up with power algorithms, the top 10 optimized power algorithms that you may want to consider integrating into your life. As always, let's take a quick look at our 10 ideas, then we'll jump in. The first big idea is Self-Mastery 101. We could have called this module Self-Mastery. In fact, we considered doing so, but we like the direction of algorithms as a very practical, if this, then that, how we're going to change our life one habit at a time. But really, what self-mastery is willpower plus habits plus algorithms. We'll talk about that. Then we're going to work our way through the science of willpower, habits, and algorithms. That will be number 2, 3, and 4. Then our 5th idea is going to be meet your supercomputer. You have a supercomputer in your mind. Some researchers say it's like a NASA supercomputer. It's your basal ganglia. It runs the show for you, making certain behaviors habitual. We want to get really good at programming that basal ganglia, 500 million-year-old apparatus in your brain, which leads us to the next idea, which is play your role well. You are the programmer of your life. The question is, who's your boss? Are you paying attention to your daimon, or are you paying attention to your demon? Because those are going to lead to different habits. We want to be mindful of that. And that's going to lead us to our 7th idea. We're going to talk about how to install a habit. Take a first pass at that, the science of. Then we're going to look at how to delete a habit. Then we're going to shine a flashlight on what's currently going on in your life. We want to see what's working, what may need some work, and what would be awesome to implement. Then our 10th idea, we're going to map a certain behavior. Map will be a theme today as well. And then we're actually going to go out and create some wins with a very tiny, non-threatening behavior that we can have fun integrating into our life. That's the overview. Let's jump in. All right, our first big idea is Self-Mastery 101. When we draw that compass, what do we have? We have wisdom at the top, then we have self-mastery at the bottom, grounding us into our virtue, then of course, courage, love, hope, gratitude, curiosity, and zest. And we've been talking about self-mastery pretty much throughout our program. We'll continue to talk about it going forward. But we want to step back and see what components make up true self-mastery. And what we'll find is it's really three things. And we happen to have 3 101 classes we'll be leaning on in this module. I highly recommend you check out each of them if you haven't yet. Willpower 101, Habits 101, and Algorithms 101. This is arguably my favorite subject. We need to use our willpower wisely. Some people say it's finite, other people say it's infinite. We'll talk about it in a moment. But either way, we want to use it wisely. We don't want to use our willpower all day, every day. That's enervating. We want to use it wisely to install habits. What are habits? Habits are basically programs that run on autopilot via algorithms. If this, then that. We'll talk about that a lot. But again, the phrase is, use your willpower wisely to install habits that run on autopilot via algorithms such that the best version of you is what shows up automatically. Because again, your behaviors are almost entirely habitual. The question is, did you choose them or not? Which leads us to a couple of quotes I want to share. First from John Maxwell, then we're going to hang out with Seneca. John Maxwell tells us, you don't choose your future, you choose your habits, and they decide your future. Think about that for a moment. You don't choose your future, you choose your habits, and they decide your future. He also says, if you want to change your life, you need to change something you do daily. Now, again, we talked about the Carpe Diem. What did we spend? 7 sessions on that, right? Well, we need to get good at changing things we do on a day-to-day basis, which leads us to Seneca. He has a couple of fantastic quotes. 2,000 years ago, the great Roman Stoic, he tells us this. First, he says, in his 2,000 year ago language, you have to persevere and fortify your pertinacity, right? We'll talk about pertinacity in a moment. You have to persevere and fortify your pertinacity until the will to good becomes a disposition to good. You've got to work hard enough, long enough, such that your desire to do the right thing becomes just what you do automatically. Your will to good becomes a disposition to good. That's ultimately what it's all about, and that's what this module is all about. Then he also says, we're going to have fun proving this with neuroscience. This again, Seneca says, how much better to pursue a straight course and eventually reach that destination where the things that are pleasing and the things that are honorable are finally become for you the same. How much better is it to have the pertinacity to go from trying really hard to do the right thing to getting to a point where doing the thing that's best for you is that which you most enjoy? That's the ultimate goal here, where you expressing the best version of yourself is what gives you the most joy. And what's interesting is science says the way to get to that point is to make that a reality right now. When you do the right thing, celebrate it, say, that's like me. We're going to go into details on that. But one more time, willpower plus habits plus algorithms equals self-mastery. Hey, this is Brian again. I hope you enjoyed that overview of a Mastery Series session and got some wisdom out of it you can apply to your life today. What was it? Again, you can learn more about our Optimize Coach program at optimize.me/coach. And here's a fun little video we put together featuring some of our Optimize Coach graduates describing what they got out of our program and why they loved it so much. You can also check out hundreds of other testimonials at optimize.me/coach. Have an awesome day, and let's do this.
This year, everything changed.
The single best year of my life.
It is the most essential course for living your optimist self, being who you need to be. It gave me clarity of what I want to do in life.
If you want to totally change your life, join Optimize. Like I look at New Year's resolutions every year. I'm really good at making them, but it's funny because I look back and they were always the same goals, like every single year. I can actually do new goals this next year because I've put into practice And it's just part of my life, it's part of my routine, it's who I am. And that's amazing to be able to move forward like that, with that confidence.
Through the program, I've been able to see how much more can I improve, how many things I thought I was doing okay or well that were not, because I was perhaps lacking the right information or being very conscious about the practice. So totally my energy improved, my mood, my vitality. So as I said before, even though I was doing okay, I thought I was doing great, I was doing okay compared to now. So now you can maybe feel it, sense it, much more alive.
It's really catapulted me in new directions and has helped me be a better leader and coach.
You know, I've been somebody who I feel like I hold space for a lot of people, but there wasn't somebody to hold the space for me. Becoming an optimizer was one of those places where like, oh, wow, this is what that feels like. And it was really powerful.
The way that Brian simplifies a lot of the data that he has, like he gets the science behind it, but because he uses that every single day in his own life, he makes it really practical and very simple to apply it very easily. Like if you listen to something on one day, you could be practicing on that same day.
We start repeating it or living it without conscious effort, because it just becomes ingrained in who we are.
Everyone has their own story that they're kind of living through, and Optimize really helped me to not play the victim in my story, but play the hero and solve my problems.
But the piece that was missing my whole life was the part about obstacles. And it's okay to think about what could go wrong. In fact, it's necessary to think about those things and to plan for them. And that's been the most life-changing thing for me over the last year.
I've had multiple sclerosis for 30 years. And this year, the work that I did in Optimize dramatically changed my medical history.
If you've ever wanted to improve and develop and reach a higher version of yourself, but have been putting it off, this is the time, now is the time. From a person, I'm not getting paid to do this, I would say, go and sign up and do the hard work. This will change your life.